Hey, hey, hey. Hi, everybody. Just jumping on Facebook Live for the first time. I think it's the second time on this page. For the first time in quite a few months. Because that's what I feel like I want to do. So, there's just a few things that have been brewing in my head, and I want to. Apparently, this is where I'm to share. I've been tuning into what I was feeling called to do, and where I was feeling called to do it. And I was like, I'm gonna do a Facebook Live. I haven't done a Facebook Live in ages, so here I am doing a Facebook Live. And it kind of feels relevant because it's kind of what I've been feeling and expressing and thinking for a little bit. And I don't have very long because I've got a Zoom call with a magical group of women that I'm part of at 5, and I want to go downstairs here and get a ceremonial cacao before that. But I just wanted to share what's been going on. And not any of the stuff that I've been talking about on social media. You can see all that in my posts. You can see that in my YouTube channel. And this will also be on my YouTube channel. So hi, if you're watching on YouTube. But this is, it feels relevant to share this on Facebook because that's some of what's kind of been brewing for a little bit. So anyone who knows anything about Facebook Live, anyone who's a content creator on Facebook will know that Facebook have been sending out notifications to people with live stream videos all over the place, telling us that they're going to be deleting old Facebook Lives starting in June of this year, 2025. So I went off to my old page for Davina Holistic Health to go and download my live streams. I was like, wow, 5 years ago was when I set up with holistic support, having started the intense inner healing journey for myself. I've been like, oh, right, okay, holistic therapy, the healer needs to come back out of me. The healer is calling out to be shared again. And yeah, I started to create holistic health, started to lean into that, started to deepen my learning experiences with that. And eventually, in I think it was like 2022, Indigo Sky Holistic was born as it is. But while I was in the course of watching those Facebook Lives, I realised that somewhere in the last 5 years, part of me has kind of hidden away. Part of me has kind of got lost a little along the way. I used to live stream all the time. Going back to like 2018 or 2019, I used to live stream all the time, nearly every day for my handmade business, which was knitting and crocheting. I would do live streams where I was knitting or crocheting. I'd share the products and the items that I've been creating. I used to have Facebook groups where I'd share. And there was this, like, obviously in 2020, for most, if not everybody alive then, there was a lot of stuff going on for us. And it wasn't at the start of all the craziness of 2020 where my live stream stopped. It was actually more like 2021 where I stopped live streaming regularly. There was just this shift in energy that occurred during that like 12 to 18 month period from early 2020 to mid 2021. And having spoken to a lot of people recently, it's like we're waking up from the dream or nightmare that was those times. And there was, and I think speaking as a trauma-informed, trauma recovery, holistic therapist, emotional health practitioner, all of those things, speaking from that, with that hat on, if you want, I guess there's a big heap of trauma that most of us, if not everyone at the time, who was here on the planet at the time, have in our bodies that we have to process, that we've had to explore and feel. And there's no means and there's very little understanding on how to handle the massive experience that those 2 or 3 years were. And that's ongoing for many people for various reasons. And I feel like I used to share all this stuff on Facebook, my experiences and my journey, what I was going through, how I'd cleared the fear of speaking about my past, how I'd cleared the fear of sharing my wisdom and knowledge and experience, and also how I'd teaching then the tools that I use, for the most part, things like EFT, to support and nurture people and guide people through their own journeys. And yeah, this feeling of being lost, I know a lot of people relate to that. And if anyone is watching this anytime, wherever you're watching this, let me know if you relate to this feeling of being in a dream, or being in a like almost out of body experience from 2020. Like it's was it real? Was it not? What did it all mean? For those of us who had a different perspective on those times as well, for people who are in energy healing fields, people who are holistic health practitioners, people who are aware of some of the deeper workings of the agendas and systems of the planet as well. Maybe people would like to call us conspiracy theorists. For those of us who did that, who were like, there's something bigger going on here, and I stand by that completely now. There is and was something bigger going on. Every time there's some big news story, I'm like, there's something bigger going on. And right early on in 2020, I was like, there's something bigger going on. And that for those of us who shared that and for everything that we were worth, tried to just keep people vibrating higher, seeing a higher perspective, seeing a higher potential, knowing that we are amazing, magical energy beings, light beings. We are not just flesh and blood, but we are energy, we are frequency, we are light, we are vibration. We're so much more than the physical body that gets sick and dies. For those of us who were coming at that from that point of view, I feel like we just got worn down by it all, because there was plenty of people who didn't believe us. There was plenty of people who said bad things about us. There was plenty of people who we lost as connections, as friends. There was plenty of people who we watched get sick and suffer because of consequences through those times. And I think we got wore down. We got exhausted of saying the same things, and we decided, hey, all we can do is keep carrying on living our lives and see what unfolds. And as I was watching these old videos, Facebook live streams, I realised that some part of me had hidden itself away for whatever reason, because it felt right at the time. Because you can't ever change anybody. We are responsible for any change within ourselves, and that's, you know, that's a big thing as a healer, holistic practitioner, healthcare provider in a like mental and emotional, like not a physical realm, because obviously if there's a physical injury, there's some support that is often needed from a physician. You know, if you've got a gaping wound in your leg or a broken bone, then you need some physical help to support that. Yeah. But when we're talking about mental and emotional support and spiritual support and energetic support, there's a self-responsibility there that's vital, that's really, really important. And that's a big key to the guiding and leadership that's needed for us in the world, this self-responsibility. And so, speaking for myself, that's kind of where that's like, I can't make anybody be or have or think a certain way. I can just keep supporting myself, and that felt like it was also important, and it's a foundation of what I teach, as self-care, as self-love, as getting to know yourself and getting to work on your own demons, your own shadow, your own baggage, deconditioning, deprogramming yourself of the stories that you believe were real, because the world is ever changing and ever evolving, and we are ever changing and ever evolving. And it's time for this processing to be relieved, released, and the new to evolve. And the time is ripe now energetically. I'm not an astrologer, but from an astrological point of view, from an energetic cosmic point of view, there's massive things happening. There's huge, amazing things happening. And it's time to step out of the darkness and into the light. And yeah, if that means I'm here to make Facebook videos again, then I'm here to make Facebook videos again. I already set up a brand new YouTube channel, which will be in the comments below, because that's where this video will go. Facebook is not keeping live streams indefinitely anymore. And it's just a case of raising that awareness. Who feels that they've been in this like black hole or dreamlike state, nightmare state maybe, for 4 or 5 years? Who feels that they're beginning to reawaken parts of themselves? I've been through like another dark night of the soul in the last 6 months that's really like ignited something in me that was kind of like a little spark in 2019 when I started this inner healing, the deepest parts of my inner healing journey. I started my healing journey towards the end of 2017, but went through a really deep healing process in 2019. And that has reminded me that we are our own healers, and we have the wisdom and knowledge within ourselves. Whenever I teach somebody, I'm teaching you that you have the answers inside you. I can't give you an answer for your problem. I can guide you and show you where you can find the answers within yourself. And I can support you to trust those answers, because that's so important. It's so important that we trust ourselves. It's so important that we trust the feelings, the little niggles in our bodies that are telling us something. Like, our bodies are speaking to us all the time. Every ache, every pain, every twinge, every niggle, every sensation, every flutter, every nerve jumping. As an energy healer, when I'm got a client in front of me, or I'm close my eyes to do a distance healing session, I feel within myself the physical sensations that are the energy emitted from my client. But those feelings are in your body when you have a message that your body is trying to tell you, and knowing the full connection of the body's parts to the spirit and to the energy, which is understood in Eastern medicine, has been for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It's time to remember that, and it's time to learn to trust that. And that's been my huge path for the last 6 or 7 years, that deepening that self-trust, so I can teach you to trust yourself, so I can teach you to listen. When you close your eyes, what part of my body is talking to me? This is a big part of EFT. When we do an EFT session, we do a process of like closing your eyes, and here's the problem that we've brought to the EFT session. Where are you feeling it in your body? Because each part of our body has an energy center connected to it, which is then holding on to and processing emotions that we're sometimes fighting against, or that have been projected upon us by somebody else. And that is where the body's telling you, like, this is where you need to look, what you need to look at. This is the emotion you need to allow yourself to feel. We're so prone to suppressing all of our emotions, like the good, the bad, and the ugly, like the things that we've been told we shouldn't feel, like shame or anger. We like suppress them, hold them in ourselves, and then wonder why we get stomach ulcers or have heart attacks. To the like resentment and frustration that's maybe not as like low in people's feelings of an emotion, but that are still like, well, you shouldn't feel bored, you shouldn't feel frustrated, like you've got like this going for you and you've got that going for you. Why are you frustrated at life? Because that's part of what's been going on. Or to the good emotions, because like how many of us were happy, excited, and like bouncy, ecstatic children who got stifled and told, don't be so happy, don't be so jumpy, don't be so boisterous and joyful and playful in life, because you're going to grow up and life's going to be miserable. And we're programmed with that, and then we wonder why our lives are fucking miserable when we're like 30 something, 40 something, and haven't achieved a level of success that maybe we'd aspired to when we were younger. Or how many of us, whilst creating peace for ourselves, were drawn into somebody else's chaos, because life is full of chaotic events. Those emotions are felt in your body. Your body is very smart and will tell you where it's feeling them to allow you to process them. And that is all part of the trust. So, does this mean I'm going to be on Facebook more, doing live streams? Maybe. Don't know. This is where I felt called to share this today. Stepping back into a more light-filled way of being, because that's necessary in this crazy, crazy transitional time that we're in as humanity. But I am definitely on YouTube, and I'm definitely sharing YouTube videos. I'd like to say every day. It's been every day since I set my YouTube channel up, but it will slow down as I get stuff up there and as I get subscribers in, but I will definitely be sharing more. The time is now to do this, and it's a powerful time. So yeah, how have you been feeling since 2020? How has the last few years left you feeling? I know so many of my clients come in and they have been suffering with anxiety for 4 years. I'm like, do you think that might have something to do with the crazy times of 2020? Hadn't really thought about it. Yeah. When did your anxiety start? When did your health condition start? When did this start? When did that start? And the vast majority of them, if it didn't start then, some people have like had anxiety since childhood, the teen years. It's like really intensified in the last 4 or 5 years. Trauma. That's what trauma is. And that's how it's showing up now for people to clear and release and change it and become wiser, more integrated versions of themselves. And remember that it's all energy, it's all light, and it's all bigger than this physical meat suit body. And that's where we're going to go. Back to higher frequency, back to our certainty, our knowingness, our wisdom that comes from that all that is energy. It's literally making us. I'm going to go and get my ceremonial cacao for the cacao ceremony that I'm going to be taking part of very soon. I'd love to know what you think. And I'll talk to you all again really, really soon.